Wow. Hello, everybody. The end of another conference. I'm going to go off headset. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We've got a couple of last things that we'd like to do. Of course, we've got prizes that we'd like to award. We'd also have a lot of people that we'd like to thank. So I'm going to call up my partners in crime for this event, Alistair and Rebecca, that you've seen running around all day. Is your mic good?
Is my mic? Oh, mine's working too.
Thanks, guys.
Go ahead, Alistair.
So my thanks are simple. I don't have to remember any of these names, so no one gets mad if I forget them. But I want to thank, first of all of you for coming here. I want to thank the City of Montreal, and not necessarily from a bureaucratic standpoint, but Montreal is a great city. I've had so many of these people that have come and spoken say, you know, this is a great place. I love the city. I didn't know it was here. What a great life. I love the feeling. I love the weather. Our best ambassador for coming to visit us is our city. I want to thank all the sponsors and speakers, but particularly the speakers that traveled a long way to be here. You guys probably don't know what happens behind the scenes, but we're not a big festival. We're not a big event. We don't have huge speaker fees. Most of the people came, in fact, I think almost all of them just came, you know, on their own will, paying their own plane tickets to spend some time with us and give us these pieces of their minds. These are people, and these are, I mean, to put this in context, we may have called in a lot of favors. We do owe them a nice dinner, but these are people who have incredibly busy lives. I mean, I think you guys heard that Paul Makapetris had to speak a day later because he was at the White House the day before. Like that, it's that, you know, it's that caliber speaker, and getting them here to my hometown feels awesome. You know, this is an international festival. I don't see lineups like this at conferences I go to in the Valley, in Tel Aviv, in Boston. It's fantastic, and so I'm just ecstatic with the caliber of content that we had here. And I'm ecstatic at the amount of networking that we had, the people that staffed all the tents, the interactivity. I mean, how many people met at least 5 interesting people this week that they're probably going to change your lives, right? That's why we're here. So I want to thank all you guys for, as Lane put it, taking a chance, moving around, recognizing those patterns and those opportunities. But most of all, I want to thank all the speakers. We couldn't do it without them, and this is an absolutely world-class event with some of the best content I've seen. Amazing to have them all here in our hometown.
All right, so I'm the person that's got the thank you list. It's extensive. We could not do this without a massive number of people, so I've written it down.
Don't forget anybody.
Yeah, thanks. So I've written it down. I apologize profusely if I forget anybody. You know who you are. We love you. We couldn't do it without you. We've been racking our brains for like the last hour and a half to make sure no one is missed on this list. Here I go. All right. Nexology, Epiloger, E180, big thank you to all of you for your support. All of the people that have been championing the tents out here where you guys were connecting, the office hours, everyone that was running those. Our hosts, Dave McClure, Chris Shipley, Founder Fuel. Our team, Phil and I work with 3 fantastic people in the office. Catherine, who's been doing pretty much a little bit of everything and is right over there. She's awesome. She came in this summer and just took off and has been an absolute blessing. She ran the tent, she managed the demo tables, she's pretty much been doing a little bit of everything. Andy, who's been making sure you all have badges, he managed registration for us. Morgan, who's been doing all our social media over there, tweeting, keeping track of everything that's been going on. Backstage, unsung heroes of this event, the backstage crew. So I would like to first and foremost call out John and Alex, who actually made all of the slides run and people be heard and video play.
Did anybody see any bad fonts, any bad slides? None, right?
So big props to them. Then we have Zoe and Stephanie, who have been managing stage A and B. Big thanks to them. And running a tight ship like you wouldn't believe. We got Joe out there. Where are you? Joe, who's been managing the whole green room like an absolute rock star. So huge thanks to all you guys. We could not have done it without you. Speaker services, Maria and her team at Tandem Launch. I don't know if Maria is actually in this room right now, but everyone at Tandem Launch, I think there was a crew of about 18 people. Big thanks to all of you. Laura and Kathy, who hung out in the no AC at registration with Andy and sweated through the last 3 days. Again, amazing, amazing help. Babbleverse. For those of you who haven't heard yet, Babbleverse, two guys from Babbleverse, you guys around there? They have been, come on out, these guys have been backstage typing madly, making sure that everything that was said on stage A and B got translated into French. So that is available. We've been posting on the slides how to get a hold of that. I'm sure it's on our website.
Tout le monde connaît bien ça, que c'est un événement prédominant. Les porte-paroles ont été en anglais parce qu'ils viennent des États-Unis, mais toutes les présentations se sont faites simultanément en français et en anglais, traduises par ces gens-là en même temps. Vraiment donner ça à un saveur montréalais, je pense que c'est un vrai triomphe pour la culture qu'on exprime ici à Montréal. Fait que c'est...
Go to Babbleverse for the translation. All right, Stéphane Coq, who's been our fabulous DJ for the event and also manning the camera that's been capturing the art wall as it transforms and grows. Rob DeLoretto, who has basically been managing all our on-site volunteers, making sure everyone was where they needed to be. All our volunteers, all of you that got in touch and said, can we volunteer so we can get on the site? And we said, yes, you guys were amazing. You sat in the sun. You did whatever we told you to do. Big thank you for that, and big thank you for Rob for managing them. Stefan, Megan, Chris, and Adam, they have been here from setup until we finished striking tonight. We couldn't have done it without you. Amazing on-site staff. Thank you to you. Jean-Marc Pilon, I don't know where you are. On our partners at Tandem Evenement, they basically help us manage this. They make sure the stages get set up. Any problem we have, we go to him. So big thank you to him and his team. Steve Masters, who I don't know if you guys have seen him, but he sort of runs this place, and he's been great. So big thanks to Steve. Yan and his team at Poivre and Sel, our catering. They made sure you got fed and coffeed and all that good stuff for the food. MCs. Evan Nisselson, who had to run off to get his flight, but was fantastic in emceeing both stages yesterday and today. Julian Smith, whom you've had the joy of seeing all day on stage A. I don't know where you are. There you are over there. And Chris Shipley, who not only basically ran stage B yesterday, but also took on mentoring all of the startups that you saw pitching on stage. So she was helping behind the scenes with that. So a big thanks to Chris Shipley. I think that's my list. If I missed you, I apologize. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, this event requires a huge amount of help from a huge amount of people, and thank you to all of you.
Okay, so just in case we did forget somebody, did we forget anybody? Yes.
Don't worry.
Of course.
You're coming
you
up.
guys
Don't
are
worry.
coming up. Don't
You'll
worry.
get all the love
Don't
soon.
you worry. You're going to get lots of love.
Is there anybody else we forgot that we should have? Don't worry about us. Okay, so...
Yeah, so wait a minute. So thank you, Phil, for all of this. So Phil ran a bunch of startup camps here in Montreal. Then he ran this because that got too big last year. And I think a lot of people said, what, are you crazy? You want to turn a boat terminal into an international startup conference when it's hot in summer in Montreal in the middle of another festival? And Phil went, yeah.
Well,
So,
I think that's what makes the
wasn't that
the
Lane's whole
event.
point? I don't remember who it was. It said if they don't think you're crazy, then you're probably doing something wrong. Anyway, so Phil was crazy for that one. I think the first year proved it. The second year proved the first year wasn't a fluke. And we certainly set a tone for this kind of event. And Phil's been championing things like, hey, we want more interaction. So there's been crazy interaction outside. Hey, we want to make it feel like a festival. So there's art walls and concerts and all that kind of stuff. And it's really, I've seen it, but Phil's vision has really been to create an environment that's, you don't want to go to a conference in the summer, right? You want to go to a festival, and this feels like that. So it's all due to him. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you. It's great to have people to work with that can also help articulate what sometimes I have a challenge articulating. So thank you also, Alistair, for all the tremendous work you put into it. But before you guys clap for that, we're going to go to prizes, because I think everybody wants to know, who are the prize winners? So we had several prizes. I don't have a clicker, or maybe I do have a clicker. I do. We had a series of prizes, I said. The first set of prizes, we had 12 startups that got up on stage and pitched. And these are startups that we selected through a process which is certainly not a perfect process, but a group of people select amongst about 250 people that applied to pitch. We chose 12 to get on stage. And they all did a fantastic job, plus or minus. Of course, they are startups and don't have a ton of experience doing this. So the winner of the startup pitch, and what I'll do is, If it doesn't take too much time, we'll ask the winner to come up really quickly and just say hello. And if nobody, maybe they can say in 15 seconds what they do. So the winner of the stage prizes is Open Era. Congratulations, guys. Great job, man. Great job. You want to tell us what you do in a couple of seconds for those that didn't listen?
Of course I do. So Open Era automates email attachments to where they should go. So you don't have to do the mundane task of actually filing things into Salesforce.com or into Dropbox or SharePoint, and allow you on your mobile device to find any file in 2 taps, regardless of where it's stored. So download, or actually don't download, I'm aging myself here. Sign up today, openera.net. Thanks.
Beautiful. Congrats again. Fantastic job, guys. So, we had an elevator, as most of you probably know, and we tried to augment that this year. It was such a success last year, we knew that we had to do it again this year. And this is part of the festival environment that we try and create. Things are meant to all be a little bit different, but still very relevant. So, for those of you that experienced the pitch, I know there were huge lineups every time I walked by there during the elevator pitch times. I was thoroughly impressed that people wait in the heat to get up and talk. So, first of all, the elevator was sponsored by our good friends at BDO and Gowling. BDO is my personal accounting firm. Gowling's is a company that we work with as well. These 2 companies have been part of the startup community here in Montreal as long as I've been part of it. So from day one, these companies have been really championing the cause of early stage companies. They're both national brands, so they can deal with companies across all of Canada. They're really fabulous. We adore their support. The fact that they chose the elevator to sponsor, I think, talks to their desire to really support the very early stage and helping them go to the next level. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for your support. And so the winner is of the elevator pitch, and what we'll do is we'll ask the winner to come up if they're still here and do their elevator pitch, is Bridge for Events. Is Bridget here? Bridget? No? Oh, hey, congratulations, Bridget. You really weren't expecting to win this prize if you were all the way back there. So you have, the way the elevator worked is it was 29 seconds down and 32 seconds up, and there were VCs sitting in it and they judged each one. Come on up, Bridget. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
Congrats. So you now have 29 seconds. Is that what you did it in?
I think it was more than 60 seconds.
Okay,
but,
well, fine. So take 60 seconds if you'd like.
Okay, I'll try. I'm just going to take my notes because, wow.
Yeah, you want me to hold the microphone?
Yeah, I'm just going to be there.
Can we turn on the mics at the podium?
Hello.
There you go.
What's awesome about that is usually I give conferences for an hour. I give a training session, but the 60-second in an elevator, I felt I was like at Disney at the Tower of Terror. So thank you. Okay, so I'll try it. And do I have a 60-second timer?
Go
no?
ahead. We're not going to cut you off.
Okay, great. Well, bridgeforevents.com is a mix of Facebook and Google. It's actually a search engine and a promotional tool in the meeting and events industry. It's a niche that generates billions and billions of dollars in North America. Everybody does events like today, okay?
Not everybody, but...
Well, a lot of companies, not everybody, but there's a lot of them. Sorry. My business model is advertisement, upgrades, and commissions. There's many millions of dollars of potential in revenue just in Canada. So throughout the worldwide, it's amazing. In our first year, we did 60,000 of revenue the first year without counting 250,000 of service exchange just to do our own launch, our own launches. So we have already millions of hits per month, 500 customers already, 900 subscribed users. So we have those database of those meeting planners and EAs and all those stuff. And we just signed a $25,000 Canadian dollar contract for this year in advertisements. So I'm a corporate event planner. I've been doing this business for 18 years, and I was just fed up to waste many hours, like 30 hours, just to find my suppliers, all my vendors. Like here, you don't see, I'm gonna take more than 60 seconds, but there's a lot of vendors for just one event. You cannot imagine. So in Google, when I search on Google, it refers just the most popular website, and it doesn't mean that it fits my needs. Sometimes little small companies that can help me out, just artists, DJs, videographer, a photographer. So Google cannot help me out. So that's why I built bridgeforevents.com. And I need investors just to grow out and have a strong sales team and maybe to develop a franchise system or a license. So that's why I'm here.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Oh my God. Wow.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Hello? Yeah, oh, hey there. Now I can hear myself. Thank you very much, Bridget. Maybe we'll work together for next year?
Well, you know what? I wanted to offer my help.
Very good.
Yeah,
well, I look forward to next year.
I'll be there for sure.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
So, that's how an elevator pitch is done. Our next prize is the Teen Judge Award. So this is a new award this year because last year we had the grandmother judges, and that was, again, it was a little bit of an experiment. We like to experiment and do things like tents and come up with ideas that we're not sure if they're going to work. But the grandmother judge last year worked so well. What we thought worked so well was that we had an atypical group of people listening to startups, and that they could judge things that the expert judges, people like Chris Arsenault, might judge, but they would judge it differently. They would judge on character or other things. So we sent out a nomination for teens, got a crazy number of nominations, again had to select 5 fabulous teens. And so what I'll do is I'll ask Kyle and the teens to come up, or the one teen is Harrison here. Harrison also pulled us out of a jam. What most people don't realize is that when you're running an event, sometimes the speaker's not here, and there's all of a sudden this dead moment. And nothing, this stage can't be dead at a certain point. So we, at the last minute, called up Harrison and Dave McClure to do a little panel on stage, and it was fabulous. So I thank you both, and Evelyn, correct? Yep. So this is Evelyn Harrison. These are teens, and Kyle is no longer a teen, but he was a teen not too long ago. So, would you like me to announce them first and then you tell us?
That would be great.
Okay, so we'll announce the winner, and then thank you, Harrison, for taking the charge. And then we'll let them tell us why they chose the startup. So the winner is... So they've got 2 winners. From the stages, they chose Story Panda. And one of the things that we were very impressed with is the lineups outside to get into the grandmother tent and the teen tent. So they also chose Fudo, from the pitches in the tents. So why don't you guys tell us really quickly why you chose?
We decided that we were going to pick Story Panda because we thought that Story Panda was going to be a great application found on the iOS App Store that would encourage kids to read and create their own books. I do not like reading. Of course, I'd rather spend my time doing something else. But, this application would actually encourage me to read. So, in my opinion, that's a great start off because it encourages kids to learn, become more intelligent, and it's a great way to read with the characters. And then at the end of the book, you can mix up the characters, mix up the words and everything, and basically create your own book out of it. So it ends up being a fun experience.
Okay, yeah. How can I? So we also chose Fudao, who came to our tent. He came and sat down and told us all about his app that he developed, which is an app to basically you can buy food. Thanks. So basically you can buy from any restaurant that offers takeout. You go on the app, you can read reviews, see pictures, and you can actually purchase your meal right there, and you can pick the amount of time that you're going to be taking to arrive to their location, and then you can skip the lines and pick up your food just like that. So simple and then profitable as well, and we loved his passion when he came in, so we loved his idea. So congrats.
Thank you all very much for participating. We really appreciate it. Enjoy. We're going to move on to the next prize now. So, and I will be curious to see what was incredible last year when we did the grandmother pitches, which is what we'll announce next, is last year's winner of the Grandmother's Pick Award was a company called Anavo. And about 6 months after being on stage, Anavo announced $13 million of funding. What we found incredible was that Anavo actually used the winner of the Grandmother Pitch Award as one of their leads when they were talking to investors. Why? Because startups often look for those differentiators, things that are going to stick out and stick in the heads of investors, media, and others. And the number of stories that were written about the Grandmothers and Anavo because of that was pretty impressive. So I would expect that other conferences may pick up on this novel idea. So now, yes. Yeah, I don't even remember who the VCs picked. They were absolutely, Anavo was the #1 as far as we know. I mean, we don't really track with exactitude the success of every startup that comes to the event, but they were by far. So now what we'll do is we'll ask Fiona Gilligan and Bia and, geez, I've got too many names in my head right now. So Fiona does a fabulous job. Also, she helps out in so many ways in preparing the judges and preparing all the judging forms and specifically helping out with the grandmothers. So thank you very much, Fiona. And now, again, it was an experiment the first time we did the grandmothers, right? And we wanted to know, would you be able to wade through all the technology and choose the one that was the best? And you did last year, at least as far as we can tell. And now, so we're curious to know if this is going to happen again. So you're going to tell us now, you also have 2. So the grandmothers also chose 2 stars, one from the stages and one from the tent, correct?
They'd actually like to nominate a third.
They'd like to nominate a third. I think that's hedging your bet. You can name the third, but you got to choose 2.
Okay,
you got to choose 2. I think one from the stage. That's what I said outside. I'm pretty sure. So go ahead. So who's going to name the stage judges? First, we're going to start with it. Well,
you want to go ahead? Here you go. Okay. Hello. Am I okay with this? All right. I'm not used to. I'm nervous as hell. My God, how do you guys do it? I'm very impressed by all the presentations that I saw. I think you're all terrific. The number 2 prize.
Number 3. Are you going to do number 3?
No, we're not doing 3. We're doing 2.
So the number 2 prize then is something I think we would all appreciate. It's going to solve a problem that I think all of us have had. It's a company called Gas Smart. And they have developed a dial on your gas bottle, whether you're just having a barbecue in your backyard, or in fact, whether you're heating your whole house. You'll know how much gas you have and how long it's going to last. We think it's got a great future, and that was our choice for the 2nd prize from the grandmothers.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to I teach, so never give a podium to a teacher because we blab. Thank you very much to Phil, and thank you very much to Fiona for everything. And she's really helped us and took care of us, and really, it was really appreciated. Our number 1 choice is Gintronics. Our reason for picking it is because, well, it's good for old farts like us. It's aimed actually for anyone who has had any injury. And if any of you have done any physiotherapy, it is bloody boring because you have to do it 2-3 times a day. Having something that is interactive is great, and having it be taken care of and monitored is great. That's it. I'm done.
Just really quickly, I want to thank all the grandmother judges. A few of them went home early. They did a phenomenal job yet again this year. Fingers crossed, they've hit another rock star. I think we have. And I really want to thank the organizers, Alistair and Phil, for giving women and senior women such an important role in this conference, because women buy, women create, women innovate, and these guys are smart enough to realize the importance. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Evan, you're back. We were told you were leaving. You were gone already. Everybody, a round of applause for Evan, please, who was a phenomenal support throughout the event.
Thank you to you. I didn't leave without that.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Okay. Our next prize. So we had 2 what we call money prizes, let's say. The first prize that we're going to announce is the Founder Fuel Cohort Prize. I'll ask Ian, wherever Ian is, to come up. So Founder Fuel, I can let you explain what Founder Fuel is. But basically this prize comes with, I'll let him talk about it.
Thanks, Phil. So Founder Fuel is a mentor-driven accelerator program based out of Montreal here. And twice a year we bring in 10 companies to come through the 3-month program. And we invest a little bit of money in each of these companies, roughly $25K. But more importantly, we surround them with tons of opportunities through investors, senior executives, and experienced entrepreneurs. And part of what we wanted to do this year is offer a spot in the next cohort, because we're currently in the selection process for the cohort that's starting mid-August. And so every team here today, as you know, was eligible for a position, direct spot right into the program. And so we have our winner. And the winner is Open Era.
Again, congrats.
So I just want to thank Phil and everyone who's part of the organization of this festival. It's really great. We're happy to be associated with it. And you know, I want to encourage all you guys that are in here today with your own startups to continue working on it. And good luck with that. Thank you very much.
Okay. And so the last prize we're going to announce is the $50,000 investment prize. I explained what it was at the beginning of the conference. I won't do it again here. But I'd like to thank Rory Olson, Anna Goodson, Danny Canafo, and Mohan Plakat, who all agreed in pretty blindly to jump on board with the festival, each invest $10,000 that we're going to give away to a company now. And so the process was not easy. We actually shortlisted a total of 10, because we had 10 judges. We had the judges that I just mentioned that were actually investing in the prize. Plus we had our fabulous supporters, Chris Arsenault, Chris Shipley, Dave McClure, Dan Martell, and I know I'm forgetting 2, Alistair. How can I forget Alistair? And so they helped us make the selection. We brought it down to a short list of 10 this morning. It was an absolutely incredible experience to sit there and listen to the 10 pitches in rapid fire and then ask them some detailed questions. They were all absolutely fabulous. It was practically impossible to bring it down to 3, and that much more difficult to bring it down to 1. These are the 10 finalists, and I think they all deserve a round of applause. The 3 finalists were XYZ Interactive Technologies, Open Era again, and Gintronics. And you know, we're not a standard fund. I mean, we've got a theme for this event, which is Startups That Matter. So, you know, our intent was not as investors to maximize our investment. Our intent was to invest in a company that we believed in a company that we thought was really going to make a difference, that was a viable business, a great entrepreneur. And so it was tough. It was really tough. To go from 10 to 3 and from 3 to 1 was really difficult. But we had to, because we didn't want to split the prize into 3. And so the winner of the $50,000 investment prize is Gintronics. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, Justin. Fabulous product, fabulous presentation, great use of technology. So I don't know, we'll give you the chance to say your thing as well because it's a big prize. They were in the demo area, so I'm sure a lot of people saw you, so keep it tight, but...
Sure. Well, in essence, we're a medical software company, and we're developing a new software system for patients who require physical rehabilitation to get it in a more affordable, accessible, and engaging way. Right now, when a patient requires physical therapy, as I'm sure many of you know, they have to go to an outpatient facility, they have to go to a hospital to meet one-on-one with a physical therapist, and when they come home, it's very difficult for them to continue their care unless they hire a private physical therapist, which can cost $200 to $300 per hour. So we wanted to sort of bring that home to them. We wanted to develop a low-cost, affordable system where patients can get their care at home while still maintaining a communication network with their physical therapist remotely through our web platform. It was actually inspired by my father. He had a stroke himself quite a few years ago, and so I started this project with my great team as a student-led thesis, and now it's really evolved into something a lot bigger.
Congratulations, man. Good stuff. I'm proud of you, man. That's really fantastic. And I must say, I'm relieved because we chose the same company that the grandmothers did. And so I'd rather be wrong together or right together than on the wrong side of that. So before we get to our last set, we have a special invited guest, Monsieur Richard Deschamps, who is the Vice Chair of the Montreal Executive Committee, a member responsible for major projects and economic development in Montreal. And so we're honored to have Monsieur Deschamps. Monsieur Deschamps. Merci beaucoup.
So, I know that it's hard to close up an event like that. I think that the first edition last year, the City of Montreal has been supporting this event very... If I can have your attention, please.
Excuse me. Can I get a mic, please? Excuse me. Hello? Can I get a mic? Hello? Hello. Hello. Please, guys, we're not finished quite yet. And out of respect, if people could please stay, we also have another big announcement to make. So you don't want to be leaving now. Thank you.
I won't be long, but I will say what I have to say. So last year it was the first event, and I think that this first event has been a real success because people were coming from all over, from many countries outside Canada, and I think that it represents something. And my first words are going to be for Philippe Telio and his team to thank him for organizing this kind of event because I think it's good, not only for our community, Montreal, for your community, for your startup companies, but also for Montreal as a city, as an agglomeration, and also for entrepreneurs. So thank you, Philippe, and thank you to your team. I'd like also to thank all the sponsors which have been supporting this event. The City of Montreal has been supporting this event since the first time we heard Philippe Telio and his team was organizing last year. And I think that it's very important to support this second edition. We've been supporting because we've offered to a lot of new businesses which didn't have the money maybe to come here. We supported them to help them to come here and assist to this event because we knew that this event could help them to develop their companies. And we are glad to do that as a city. And naturally, I'd like to congratulate the award winners which have been introduced and presented to you during this event, but also just at the end, before I came on the podium. What I'd like to say to you today is our city is known for creativity, its unique talents, and also innovative character. The enviable recognition is based, first of all, on the passion you show day after day for taking on new challenges, both technological and financial. It's also based on all the promising initiatives you carry out despite all the obstacles are in your way. We just have to think how many companies in the technological sector are based here in Montreal and whose expertise is renowned and admired on international scene. And we're also recognized here in Montreal for our ideas. And because we have ideas and we want to implement them, we're recognized to persevere and concretely apply our ideas. And I'm thinking of the Nutman House, an initiative which has been taken by your community, which the City of Montreal has been happy to support. So we've got a strong political will, and that's what I want to say. We've got a strong political will to support the initiatives which are launched by your community because we can reach not only people with products and services you can offer, but we can also, by doing that, recognize the importance of entrepreneurship and startups here in Montreal's economy, and naturally, in our economic development strategy that we've launched last year in June, we mentioned the International Startup Festival as a highly promising event. And I'm sure that you're going to be supporting the fact that your presence here and the presence of every people who came here during the last 2 or 3 days support the fact that this event is going to be growing up and is going to help start up new businesses which are important for cities, for people, and for our communities. So you represent, as a group, as people, an economic strength. And I want to assure you, as responsible of economic development for the City of Montreal, that we're going to support you, we're going to encourage you, stimulate you, and we are going together to realize a lot of things. So you've shown your ability to make a difference. I'm glad of it. Montreal is known for a city of festivals. We've got a jazz festival. We've got the Just for Laughs festival, but it's going to be recognized at the International Startup Festival. And I'm glad to be part of it for the second edition. And naturally, I hope that you're going to come back next year and all the years after. Philippe, you've got a challenge in front of you. Thank you.
It's really fantastic to have the support of the city. I mean, our partners have been absolutely fabulous. You know, these are not just logos on a banner, I assure you. Microsoft, BizSpark helped us with fantastic content, reaching out to people internationally. You know, we're not a high corporate environment here. Clearly, our tents are not sponsored by people or by companies. They're really sponsored by people. It's more of a grassroots. So we appreciate our sponsors getting in behind the more organic nature of an event like this. So thank you very much to our platinum partners, Microsoft, as well as all of our other partners. What I didn't mention was that Gintronics, you have 2 additional prizes with the 50,000, which is that Fasken Martineau has agreed to give you legal services to the tunes of $5,000. As well, Switch Video, which was one of the companies that was down here that does videos of the startups to explain what the startups do. You also get a Switch Video production specifically for you guys. So thank you to those partners. I won't go through the full list. You guys have seen the names. You know, on top of the sponsors that help us fund the event, of course, we've got fabulous community sponsors that really, help us communicate the event, promote the event, and make it, what it is. So thank you to all of them. So the last thing that I'd like to talk about is a nice little surprise, because my wife, she's got to put up with me for the 3 months that I run this festival. So sorry, sweetheart. I know it's not easy. But she also, on top of supporting everything that I do, she does art projects around the world, collaborative art projects, and she does it for the festival, which is a tremendous amount of effort. I mean, I see the hours that she pours into it. And as well, she does these projects usually for schools, underprivileged schools, to promote violence prevention through collaboration and things of those sorts. And the nice surprise is that, we always love it, and we know what it is, and we put up videos, and Stefan does the stop frame animation of it, and it's great. But this year, Michael Baum, one of our speakers, Michael, I don't know where you are, but Michael in the back of the room, Michael came to us and said, knowing that Natalie's mission is one that's really not for profit, she really does these projects out of the goodness of her heart, Michael said that he wanted to buy the piece of art. So he's donated, and this is a surprise for Natalie, he's willing to buy the piece of art for $25,000 so that you can use it for your projects. Mike, I think it's a bargain, by the way. But I assure you that, first of all, Natalie, do you accept? Because I didn't ask Natalie if that was okay. Apparently that's a yes. So thank you very much, Michael. I assure you the money is going to go to fabulous use with youths. Do we need to thank anybody else? So I guess, people keep on walking up to me and saying, fabulous event, great time, I loved it, it was a lot of fun, and congratulations, you really put on a great event. And look, it's not speak. The reality is this event is what it is because of the people that participate. What people have been saying to me is it's the connections, and we worked hard on connections this year, maybe a little bit too hard, but it's the connections amongst the people. So I can't stress it enough. Honestly, it's the people in the room, the startups that come here, that pour their heart out, the investors that tirelessly listen to all of the pitches. So I thank you all for coming and participating in the Crazy Dream. And last year we didn't know if we were going to do this year. But this year I'm happy to say that we will do next year. And we hope to see you all here again. So thank you very much. And that's it for 2012. Bye-bye now.